welcome to Online Seller UK podcast. My name is Prabhat, founder at Online Seller UK, and today we'll be talking about a most important topic about on selling on Amazon. That's about product ranking. So I'm joined by Kelly Colman, and she's quite experienced seller herself, and she runs an agency right now. So we'll bring her in and talk more. So welcome to our podcast, Kelly.
Thank you so much. Great to be here. Thanks for the invite, as always, Prabhat. And yeah, super excited.
Excellent. So I think it's good for you to introduce yourself and what you're doing, and take it from there.
Yeah. Okay, of course. Well, yeah, like you said, I'm an Amazon seller, I have an Amazon agency, and my product journey began with my own makeup brand in 2005 when I launched my own brand just with 5 products. And I sold it in 2018, become a global brand in 14 countries, multi-award winning. Since then, I've gone on to help others also create their own products, their own brands. And yeah, my digital course is also something that I have for Amazon, which came about in COVID. And now I help people build their brands, also find products, individuals as well. So it's a very exciting space. There's still lots of opportunity within Amazon, despite what people may think. Yeah, and we have lots of fun.
Excellent. So let's dive into the topic about product ranking. So, introduce us. What is Amazon product ranking?
So when you launch your product on Amazon, obviously Amazon doesn't know anything about your product. And a lot of people say, well, look, I've done all the hard work. I've now launched my product, but it's not selling. And there are loads of things why ranking matters because the higher you rank in Amazon in your category, you get towards the front page. And the first page on Amazon, the first top 10 products are going to get way more sales than if you're ranking on page 125 or 10,055. So ranking matters because ultimately you are going to get more sales. You're also going to get the trust and credibility because, as we all know, when you are on page one, people look at you, you're more visible because obviously you're at the front, you're at the top of the page, but people sort of trust you because they know that maybe you've got the Amazon Choice badge or the bestseller badge, but people see you, you become more visible, and they're like, oh my gosh, like I must buy this brand. So that's why ranking matters. That's why we have to be towards the front to be on that first page.
Absolutely, absolutely. So there may be people selling, obviously, the new launches all the time, and
Yeah.
sometimes you struggle in some categories, sometimes you may not. So how do you actually help? How do we actually improve the ranking of the product?
Yeah, well, there's a number of different things. You can run ads. Ads is a really important thing, PPC campaigns, and you start off just by using some very basic campaigns. And then, obviously, as you go along, you can take out the negative keywords, you can make new ads. So you can do lots of different strategies for your ads. And definitely, when you launch, you should have a 90-day strategy. That's what we always teach. But also, you can utilize tools that will really help, like AMZ Scout, for instance, which is obviously what I'm going to be talking about today as well, being one of their global ambassadors. If you use a tool, then you will really be able to boost those rankings. And leveraging promotions and discounts is also another one. So taking opportunities to like use promotions, discounts, looking at things like Prime Day and making sure you're part of those, but also ultimately not running out of inventory. Because if you run out of inventory, all the work that you've done on your ranking literally drops. And so that is like my bugbear with some of my clients. We start doing really well, we start picking up. I'm like, okay, inventory replenishment, not place the order at the right time, go out, and then again you're on that uphill struggle to get back to where you were. So inventory replenishment is ultimately super important.
Absolutely. So let's go back and talk about your experience on your beauty brands. Obviously, it's a very competitive area, and
Yeah.
also building the trust is very challenging because getting somebody to use the product and then put in a face, it's quite challenging because why would I do it when I don't know your brand, sort of thing. So how do you overcome that sort of challenges?
So I think back in 2005, we didn't have all of the research tools we have. So now obviously we can use AMZ Scout, we can look at the keywords that people are searching for, create the product around that. So it's almost like now we can reverse engineer it and we have their data points. Back in 2005, we didn't have that. So it's more about talking to your customers, seeing what they want. So we really went by almost gut feel and like what our customers was feeding back, and built the trust. So I started with 5 products, ended up with over 200 SKUs. So, it was pretty large. But I think, again, it's like you just have to take that next step. So launch the first products, get people utilizing them. Obviously, with cosmetics, there's lots of regulations around the portals, CPMPs, so you have to make sure, obviously, anything you're putting on your skin, in it or on it, is obviously tested and regulated to the highest kind of, precautions. But it's just getting people to utilize your products, enjoying using them, and offering something different. So mine was all about innovation, um, colors that would suit most people. And so it's also looking for that point of difference because we're not in the market to imitate, we want to innovate. So it's looking at, if you're looking at a certain category and you want to get into the beauty market, it's looking at how can you do that differently? How can you offer something different? And I think that's super, super important.
Okay, excellent. So from the conversation, we've had before, you are quite experienced with helping people launch the product on Amazon,
Yeah.
because you've got proven a skill set on that. So if somebody is to come today and, talk to you, okay, asking about where do I start from product ideas to launch? So what are the simple steps you'd take or you'd ask them to take?
So I would say simple steps are look at what you're good at, look at what you know a lot about. So if you've got a hobby for fishing, for instance, or you love, I don't know, bird watching, then really look at get a research tool like AMZ Scout. Think about even if it's not your hobby or it's your kids or your grandmas or your mums or whatever, the more obscure the better. Like a lot of people think, oh, everybody needs a white mug. Let me launch a white mug. Forget it. It's saturated. Same as candles. Everyone wants to launch a candle. It's like, no. But so you need to find a niche. I know people say, find a niche, it drives you mad. But think first about hobbies, things you like, and then really go deep into it. And the more kind of peculiar, strange, different, I would say is very, very good. It might just be, being an expert in just something very small and then looking at what you can create around it. Get a tool like AMZ Scout, digging into that, looking at the research, looking for the good PL scores, the niche scores. And then once you've kind of found a little cherry, then it's like, okay, how do I now find that factory, source it? You can use platforms like Global Sources, Alibaba, Made in China. Like there's so many. If it's obviously skincare supplements, I would do it nearer to home. And then packaging. Packaging is so important. Can you package it differently? How can you make it better for the consumer? And I think if you keep that consumer top of mind, always making sure that customer is king, because it is also for Amazon, the 5-star reviews matter, then you'll always win.
Excellent. And yeah, you put it very simply. I'm sure it's not that simple when you actually do it, but
Well,
it's about the process, I guess.
yeah, it is the process. And I just think like you just got to niche into something, lean into something that you know a lot. Because, when you get those products and you test the samples, of course you must test the samples. Don't just launch something ridiculous that you haven't tested. Um, and look at the branding. But I think if you can lean into something that you know a lot about, then when you get the samples back, you can actually check them and use them and think, oh, actually, that needs this or that needs this and customize it. And just, that's really the eyes of a proper brand, not just an Amazon seller. So I think that's when we switch over to private label FBA rather than just, picking anything and just
Yeah,
trying to make money. Because that's kind
ab-
of, long term, not a great strategy.
absolutely. So, okay, we come towards the end. So, thank you again for your time today. Before we
Welcome.
close, yeah, so thank you. Before we close, if somebody wants to talk to you and find out how to launch the product or anything with regards to ranking, where's the best
Yes.
place to find you?
Best place to find me is kellycolman.com. That's without the E, hot like the mustard, Kelly Colman, Colman, or on Instagram at Kelly Colman Official. Follow me there. I give loads of tips and tricks and hot products, trending products, you name it. So lots of fun stuff.
Excellent. Thank you again for your time today. Speak to you soon.
Thank you,
All the best.
Prabhat.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye.